Well, hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of The Stand, Episode 3, Blank Pages. Let's do it. So welcome back to my ongoing review series of the CBS All Access miniseries of The Stand. Now, if you've watched my reviews of the first two episodes, you know that overall I'm digging this show, but I'm not loving it yet. Well, I'm thinking that this episode is probably my favorite so far. I had some problems with it for sure, but overall it worked pretty well for me. Now, like all of my reviews for this show, this will be a spoilers video. I won't go beat for beat through the entire episode, but there are specific things that I do want to discuss. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, you want to go in cold, go check it out. Hopefully you'll come back later. But this is officially your spoiler warning. Cool? Cool. Moving on. Now let's get the obligatory me complaining about the non-linear structure of the storytelling out of the way first. I still don't like it, but I will say it didn't bother me that much in this episode. I don't know if that's because it was handled a little better or maybe just because I'm starting to get used to it, but it didn't stand out to me as such a distraction this time around. I was a little bummed that we didn't see what happened with Rita. Sure, Larry tells Nadine about it later on, but I would have liked to have seen it, as that sequence is really heart-wrenching in the book, but what are you gonna do? And I liked the scene with young Nadine playing with the planchette. I think in the book, she was a little bit older. I feel like she was college age. I could be wrong about that, but it was a sufficiently creepy scene. And I liked that sort of brief moment with Flag and Nick in the desert. That was cool. And we were introduced to Nick in the last episode, albeit briefly. He was kind of there, but he didn't really do anything. Here we really do get his backstory, at least the beginning of it. I didn't love that it didn't involve the sheriff's office, but I get why they changed it to just keep it moving. And having it happen in the hospital with the bully there, it still kind of achieved the same effect. And then we meet Tom Cullen, a character that I'm a big fan of. And I'm not familiar with the actor at all, but I thought he did a really good job in the role, at least so far. And I liked that he had that speech memorized that he uses when he meets people. That's new to the show, I'm pretty sure. Kind of remind me of Arthur Fleck's card that explained his laughing in Joker. I thought that was a nice touch. And I remember when it was first announced that Greg Kinnear would play Glenn Bateman, I remember thinking, yeah, that's perfect. And it was. I love him in this role. Just that quiet scene of he and Stu having dinner, just like a lovely little moment in a world of kind of just misery. I think we can all appreciate that right about now. And I love the scene where Stu finds Glenn's paintings of Mother Abigail and Franny. I thought that was done really nicely. And we finally got to hear Baby Can You Dig Your Man? And I dug it, man. Actually really enjoyed the soundtrack for the entire episode. We had Miles Davis, Steely Dan, Jefferson Airplane, Larry Underwood. And now that we've seen a little bit more of her, I feel like I have more of a cross-section of what Whoopi Goldberg is doing as Mother Abigail, and I'm digging it. She's playing the role a little bit creepy and a little bit crusty, and that's working for me. And I will say also, again, to reiterate, I'm not loving this show, but that scene in the hospital where we see the committee all together for the first time, Fran, Larry, Stu, Glenn, and Nick, that gave me a little bit of a chill, I'm not gonna lie. Now that sequence with the emissary from Vegas, I don't think that was in the book, I don't remember it anyway, but overall I thought it worked, particularly when he was channeling Flag, even though it was admittedly a little over the top, and those CGI crows did not look good. I also really enjoyed the scene with Nadine towards the end where she's back in the planchette and she's communing with Flag in the desert. It had a creepy sensuality to it that I thought really captured those sequences from the book rather nicely. It's a little thing, it is bothering me that Nadine doesn't have black hair because I want to see that transition to her hair turning white, but whatever. And I'm really starting to dig what Alexander Skarsgård is doing with Flag. I'm digging that kind of quiet playfulness that he's bringing to it. And I said this in last week's review, but it bears repeating. I don't want to get into the whole Amber Heard thing. That's not what I'm here for. And I will also say that I don't love her as an actress. I don't think she's that great. I am warming to her, at least with this episode. My only other big issue was the editing in this episode. And I don't mean the flashbacks and all that. That still did bother me, but a lot of the scenes just cut to black in a weird way that felt very, very jarring. I don't recall if the previous two episodes did that or not. I might have to go back and look, but it really stood out to me this time. But those are my thoughts on episode 3. I think I would say that it is my favorite of the 3 so far. It feels like it's the most faithful to the characters to me anyway, and I'm looking forward to the next one. So now I want to know, what did you think about this episode overall? What is your favorite episode of the 3 that we've seen thus far? Whatever your thoughts, hit the comments below. Let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. And I would just like to say quickly, it is December 31st. It is New Year's Eve. I think we all know that as of midnight, the world's not gonna magically just get better, but I think we can all take a perverse joy in saying good freaking riddance to 2020. So I do wish you all a very safe, healthy, happy New Year's. Thank you all for being along with me and this channel all this year. I do really appreciate it. I hope you guys are all safe and healthy. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next year. Take care.